With everything happening in the church today, as well as how words take on new meanings over time, I often wonder if it's time for Protestants to retire the term Protestant. For example, the world thinks that Joel Osteen is a Protestant, and so do most YouTubers that make content opposing the Protestant Reformation, which is basically the equivalent of confusing Wikipedia with like a doctoral dissertation. But nevertheless, it seems like most people who claim the name Protestant today don't even know what it means, nor have they read a single Protestant confession. And what I've found is that most of these individuals are actually more aligned with modern evangelicalism and not actually historic confessional Protestantism, which is why I have a proposal for confessional Protestants regarding how we should proceed with referring to ourselves. It will not only alleviate this confusion, but it will actually help flip the script when it comes to engaging apologetically with people like Roman Catholics and the Orthodox. But before I share my proposal with you, there's a small bit of history that I want to unpack. What most people don't know is that the term Protestant wasn't even adopted by the Reformers. It was actually a label given to them by the Roman Catholic Church. In April of 1529, at the Second Diet of Spire, 6 princes and several city leaders lodged a formal objection, a protestatio, against the emperor's attempt to roll back Lutheran reforms. This resulted in these individuals that stood for reform being labeled as Protestants, a label that was universally applied to all those in the West that sought reform within the church. So from its very inception, the term Protestant was both misunderstood and imposed, and over time, it's only gotten worse. Today, the term means virtually nothing. It is a bloated catch-all label that includes everyone from serious confessional Presbyterians to prosperity gospel heretics like Paula White, which is why it's no wonder that Roman Catholic and Orthodox apologists have such an easy time dismantling it. When you've lumped Calvin and Osteen in the same category, the whole structure collapses under its own confusion, and people are leaving evangelicalism and Protestantism because of it. But there's something else I want to point out here, and that's the sort of irony around some Roman Catholics disliking being called Roman Catholic instead of just Catholic. This is usually because that label didn't come from the early church. It came after the Reformation from Protestants, trying to distinguish between Rome and the rest of the universal church as a whole. So interestingly, just like the term Protestant came from a Roman Catholic designation following the Diet of Spire, both parties have ended up carrying labels given by their opponents, which further supports my case for confessional Protestants reclaiming a better one. Which is my proposal to confessional Protestants out there who want to combat this. It is time for those of us who actually stand in the historic confessional Protestant tradition to identify clearly as such, and I believe the best way to do so is to flip the script and begin using the identifiers that our spiritual forefathers did. For Lutherans, it was an evangelical Catholic, and for the Reformed, it was Reformed Catholic, because that's what we are. We're not anti-Catholic, we are Catholic, just not Roman. And in my case, I am Reformed by conviction and Catholic in continuity. Now, I'll go into more depth on what Reformed Catholicity is in the next video, but by identifying as such, one immediately eliminates all of the baggage that comes with the term Protestant in the modern day. On top of that, it naturally opens the door for people to ask what a Reformed Catholic is, which provides an opportunity to begin shifting the discussion away from imprecision and instead provides very specific clarity, distinguishing confessional Protestantism from Joel Osteen, Benny Hinn, and the random strip mall megachurch down the street. Language shapes reality, and if we keep letting the term Protestant be defined as simply not Roman Catholic or Orthodox, then we're surrendering the conversation before it even starts. So while I won't be eliminating the term Protestant from my vocabulary entirely on this channel, mainly due to familiarity and algorithmic reasons, understand that when I use that term, I am referring to confessional historic Reformed Catholicity. And if you are a Protestant, you do not need to convert, you just need to remember. And that starts with how we talk about ourselves in the Christian marketplace of ideas.